to Shark Tank. You sharks are in for a treat today. We have 8 teams, budding entrepreneurs who are going to vie to get some of that money out of your pocket, okay? And I'm Franzel Portilla. I have the privilege of being the instructor for this wonderful class called Selling and Negotiating. It's April 1st, no fooling, so get ready, right? Before we get started, we're so glad to have each of you. Let me tell now the students what they are in for, and I just want to give you an introduction. So the official title for this billionaire moneymaker is Mr. Dill Driscoll. And Dill is a billionaire sports enthusiast, and he made his money as an event producer. He patented the term experiential marketing. And we've all heard that before, haven't we? All right. We have Professor Kathy Moreno right here at the Stafford School of Business. She's a writer and the guru of accounting. She patented the term accountonomics. Welcome, Professor Moreno. We have Ms. Carrie Jones, who was born into billions. She's an investor and a CPA, and she patented the valuation model that Fortune 500 companies use today. Welcome, Ms. Jones. We have Mr. David Dunn, who is a world-renowned investor. He, don't tell anybody, is ex-military, CIA, nice, and consulting expert. He's a world traveler. Welcome, Mr. David Dunn. We have Ms. Brooke Sanders, who flew in from the Swiss Alps just this morning to participate in Shark Tank. She's a real estate mogul, philanthropist, and she made billions brokering, buying, and selling real estate. She's a wheeler dealer. Welcome, Sharks. It's now Stafford School of Business at ABAC, Shark Tank.
Hey Sharks, our company is called MindDrive. I'm Seth Mann.
Justin Barber.
Courtney Barber.
Austin Kilby.
Daniel Griffin.
Let me go ahead and introduce you to our product. This is a pre-filed storage device that includes different educational resources, links, and tools to support a student throughout their high school and college career. When you purchase MindDrive, you also get access to minddrive.com, a website where you can log in, you can back up your file, your stored files, you can view past files that you've saved previously, and you can view and update certain resources and folders that include the different educational resources and links. So what are the benefits of MindDrive compared to your normal drive? The first is that it saves time, money, and space and allows convenient access to your information. As a student myself, this is only some of the folders that I've gone through all the way through high school and college. There's a lot of information missing here because I don't have it all in one convenient location where I can access it on a drive or have it backed up online. The second thing that this does is it's informing students about educational resources and links that are available to them. A lot of students don't know about Chegg, they don't know about Prezi, they don't know about Scholarly, different resources that are now coming out. Students don't know about it because they don't have the time to research it online. And it's also helping students retain information. Students that don't have all this information, this knowledge that they store and build up over time are leaving gaps in their educational history as they're going through high school and college. So what we're going to do, we're going to take you into the drive itself, and Daniel here is going to run you through the pre-filed system that's on it.
So when you purchase your drive from minddrive.com or in one of our stores that we have our product, the first thing you'll see is you have minddrive.com up here, a folder with a link in it that sends you straight to our website. We also have a high school file. If you click on the high school file, you'll go in and you have your freshman, sophomore, junior, senior years. Within these years, such as freshman year, you would have folders designated for English, your foreign language, your math, your science, things like this. You back out and go into your college file, or your college file. In your college file, this takes you through your first core years. It takes you through English, math, science, your basic core classes, your 1101s, 1102s. You also have updatable resources, which will give you things such as Galileo. You automatically have access to JSTOR. You also have resume templates and other great websites to go to help you move on past college.
All right, so that's a look inside the drive. Now, what we need is $500,000 to get us going for 25% ownership in the company. What we're going to do now is let y'all take a look at the minddrive.com features that would be included with it purchasing this.
I'm going to go ahead and interrupt you for a second. You told me how much money you want from me. I want to hear what your sales are.
Courtney, you want to
Yeah,
put that?
I'll go ahead. We did 4 trial runs. We went to 2 different high schools, one in Savannah, one in Atlanta, roughly averaging about 1,000 students apiece. Also went to 2 colleges. We went to Valdosta State and then UGA in Athens. Sold roughly 40% at each school. So we're looking at 40% sales nationwide. If we, in the ones we did, we went to 1,600 total. So our costs for just the first month were, our sales were 32,000. If we were projecting nationwide or for the next year on these costs, and it would be, we expect to sell 50,000 in our first year, which would give us $1 million in total sales.
So what our research and what these models that we've had when we've gone to these 4 locations and done these trial runs and showing our model works, we just need the cash to mass produce and start hitting all these different locations.
You have not told me a thing about what it costs per unit.
Barbara, you want to let them know what it costs per
the
unit?
unit, where I'm buying from a company called PremiumUFP.com wholesale, and pretty much they can package it, build it, and put our software on it for $5. So that's how we're getting it for $5.
What do you sell it per unit?
$8. No, $20. Excuse me.
Other costs such as insurance, storing it in our warehouse, all that is an additional $3 we calculated per unit. So our total cost per unit per drive is $8, selling it for $20 per drive.
It's a nice margin.
Yeah, it is. If you go to the store, you look at the different drives that are sitting there, the best drive you can get that's a 16 gig is $12. And we haven't even gone through the benefits of minddrive.com now and what you're getting when you purchase that as well.
Let me back up. $32,000 in sales in 1 month.
30,000 in sales in the first month.
And maybe I misunderstood. I thought you said you sold 1,000.
We sold 1,600
Okay.
each at 20.
40% ratio selling, so 400 of each 1,000 students we market.
So this thing is, at that margin, why would you need money? What you're gonna spend a ton of this money on marketing, I presume then, because you could self-fund this with your cash flow.
Yeah.
So what do you need
We're
to go
asking
for?
for 500,000. Our cost to produce and ship the flash drives for the first year would be 400,000. We're taking the extra 100,000. We are working with Walmart and Target to have it placed in stores. We ship nationwide, and we're also partnering with Chegg to have marketing on their site and product placement there, and also in the packages they ship to other college students.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I think that y'all done a really good job at planning this out and thinking things through. For me, this is just not something that I'm interested in investing in, so I'm out.
What happens when you lose it?
When you lose the drive?
Yeah.
Well, we haven't got to explain the minddrive.com aspect yet, so let us hit that real fast. Gilbert, you want to explain this?
Sir. All right, now whenever you open your MindDrive, it gives you the link to minddrive.com. Right when you get to minddrive.com, you go to a login page where you have your email and your password, which means that it's security protected, so nobody can have access to your files. That way nobody can, incriminate any of your information. Also at the bottom down here, you want to go back real quick? You can also purchase your MindDrive and then back up at the top.
So basically, it was backed up on the cloud.
Yes, it's back on the cloud. To make it really easy, you plug in your MindDrive, you go to the website, you hit click to back up. It takes all of your files that are not numerous files, which means you only have one of a kind, so you're not backing up the same information over and over again. And then whenever you go to update MindDrive, it updates it with any of the new resource links that we've discovered during the month. I mean, you have a MathWiz app here that you can find on the iTunes store. I mean, it gives you any kind of scholarly information to help further your education past what you would normally find, if trying to research it yourself.
Okay, but what is the benefit of doing this over, we already have cloud technology available to us. What is the real benefit in this?
The thing about that is you don't always have access to the internet. So if you're sitting in class and maybe if you're in high school, they don't always allow you to be on the internet. So you need to have a permanent way to store this initially and then get it over to the actual cloud. So if you can't access the internet, you can't just save it to the school computer and then be able to then take it to the cloud once you get internet access later. So that's where this comes in handy. They both complement each other. Sorry, go ahead.
Now, would I be able to just go buy a jump drive at Staples and create all these folders and stay the same amount of gigabytes and then just use these online resources at my home? What's the benefit of combining them?
It's pre-filed, so you wouldn't have to actually create the folders and resources. They would already be on there. The benefit and really the major benefit that we're feeling is included with this is the different resources that we research and provide to students all the way through their high school and college career. It's articles that advise them on maybe,
You're running out of time here, right? So here's the deal, all right? You might be able to get some of my money if you can tell me one thing. Who is Follett? F-O-L-L-E-T-T.
I don't think we know that.
Okay. They are the largest bookstore company, family-owned business in the world, and that's who's going to be selling your product. So you need to go back, do some research at Follett, and then you can come to me, and I'd be in. I think it's a pretty stout idea, but you need to get to some people that are in that business. Follett, they're out of Illinois somewhere. I think Champaign, Illinois.
I'm gonna say I am a very organized person, so I feel like I could kind of not create this particular mind drive, but I would be able to maybe create my own folders and things. So for that reason, I'm out too. But y'all, this is a great tool for everyone, I think.
It's a well thought out tool. This is a big idea. It just needs to be, you need to know how you're gonna, you don't have the business plan yet enough to know where you're gonna sell these things.
And I think also you're, really the only cost that you're taking into account is just the cost of the flash drive and what was the other $3 cost? $3 per unit?
Overhead.
Well, once we receive the bulk purchase, we have it stored in a warehouse, and then we either mass ship it to the stores that we're selling it through,
Right.
or we can individually ship it to the customer.
Yeah, and that's the $3?
Mhm.
We rent the warehouse.
But what about everything else? I mean, you're gonna have a lot of other expenses as well.
Yeah, well, that's the estimates that we've had. We've only been going for a month, so once we had a few more months under our belt, we'd have more solid numbers.
So here's the thing, you gotta think about this like it's a perfume. What does perfume spend all the money on? Marketing, because it's very cheap. Your device is very cheap.
Yes.
Now you gotta spend money and make it sexy, and so people are like, I can't live without it, and that's called marketing.
Thank you so much, Sharks.
Thank you.
I hear that there's some homework to do.
Hey, Seth.
Let me also say that this is a patented device, and I'm going to ask that you not put your goods on there. I meant to say that in advance. Where's Seth? Can we move?
You'll get it.
When you get it. Okay, thank you.
Seth. That was a great
This is,
presentation.
all of this is a
Okay, yeah.
patented device. We
Good
don't
job.
scratch it up. It's going to someone. All right, sorry. It worked for the first one?
One question.
Excuse me, sir.
Get that out.
No, I gave it to him.
Real time?
Yeah.
Real time? He got it.
He did.
Oh, really?
Ronnie Jones, the guy that makes his bow ties, big football player, can tie a bow tie with one hand.
Oh, my God.
Perfectly.
I've never had it.
I can tie
I
it.
can't do it. I can't buy it.
But hey, it works.
Hi, Sharks. We're Advantage Incorporated. My name is Rodney.
My name is Raheem.
My name is Jay Jones.
I'm Jason.
We're here to ask you for
We're here to ask you for $36,000 for a 30% stake in our company, and we plan on using the money to.
I'm sorry, say that
Say it
again.
again?
Oh, $36,000 for a 30% stake in the company, and we plan on using the money to purchase new equipment.
And this is what we got. This is a very simple, very easy to use line of clothing developed to help caregivers across the globe have a easier changing time with any MR patients. You see, when my dad was diagnosed with frontal lobe dementia, changing time became increasingly difficult, and it came to the point where he absolutely refused to let us change him. We had a big problem, and this is our innovative solution. What we did, it's a lot like the button pants we've all seen before, except we used Velcro to make it a little easier, so we could sew it on there. And then we added a strap to make it more secure around the waistline.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in, I'm there,
30,000?
I'm there.
So I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
That is.
You can't. go
Mr.
ahead
Wonderful,
and be-
Mr.
I was
James.
I'm gonna need those
Excuse me, Mr. Wonderful, this is selling and negotiating.
Wait a minute,
Hey,
I'll give you
sold.
40,000. I'm in for 40. I'm on it.
40? Okay.
She's got questions. Pay attention, boys.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about cost, sales, talk to me.
Okay,
Where
so-
are you selling
That's
currently?
a great question. I'll hand that to my numbers man, Rakeem, over
Yes,
here.
yes, ma'am. So we started the company back in September, and for the first month sale, basically we went, hospital to hospital, nursing home to nursing home, and then we tried to market this product, and it kind of caught on quick. So in the month of September, we sold roughly $20,000 worth of product.
Okay.
And in the month of October, we kind of bumped it up to 32, and it's been a steady climb ever since then. And in the last month, March, we have sold over $60,000 worth of product, and we have projected that it's going to keep climbing because there are constantly people who's in need of care, and I feel like if you can decrease the time that it takes for the caregivers.
What's your current profit, your overhead?
Okay.
Your unit of cost?
Okay, so the current unit of cost is we're selling each unit for $14, $14 a unit. And our current sales, we have over $300,000 in sales, and the net profit for the 7 months that we've already been in business is 319. Well, the total revenues is 319,000, but the overall net income is 118,000 due to cost of goods.
What
sold
does
and
it
wages.
cost to produce that, and what does it cost to produce that?
Well, for this,
This right here, we can make, if we buy all of our supplies at Walmart for $6, roughly $6. This right here is gonna cost about $4, and the scrubs we have cost about $5.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're buying ready-made products and then you are just altering them to be useful.
But we want to use your money to
Manufacture your
yes,
own.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Purchase more equipment so we can meet demand.
And this equipment only costs how much?
Well, we need roughly 3 more machines, so we're looking at about probably 12,000.
Is this
Because
it-
what it? Oh, go ahead.
Is this machine so that you can manufacture your own clothes or so that you can start doing this alterations with equipment?
Yes, ma'am. We're trying to cut back on manufacturing time. That's what it is. It's like it's a giant unit.
Are you making your clothes or are you just altering clothes?
We're
I
altering.
think that's the question.
So
Okay.
far,
Do you have any problem then with whoever's making them, that you're modifying it and reselling?
so far, no.
No, ma'am.
So far.
So far?
So far, we have not had any
Have you
problems.
cleared?
So do you have inventory? Are you pre-buying your products and then waiting on sales? How's that going?
Well, being the sales are low, we're kind of working off of just-in-time manufacturing.
Okay.
So when we get an order, we try to produce it like that. And something else that we're trying to work on, we're looking into getting hypoallergenic fabrics and something that can reduce the risk of getting bed sores. So.
We also fully intend on developing a disposable diaper we can put in here and pull out, throw away, put a new one in.
If I trump his offer, would you guys be averse to having it manufactured in Mexico?
We would not be opposed.
I'm sorry?
I say we would not be opposed. Anybody? No, sir.
Or Vietnam?
I wonder if there's some bad about it, not long ago.
Do you have a patent on this? What's your competition like?
We do not have a patent right now.
Is there competition out there?
There are
adult diapers is probably the
similar
biggest
products.
competition.
So there's no patent pending,
No patent pending, no, sir.
intellectual property.
No.
And I would also like to add that we spoken to Dr. Spicer, and he said that he's never seen anything that's like this in the market, and he feels like we can go a long way with it. So.
No, guys, if you take my offer, we're gonna call a guy named Ask Remco. His name's Remco Boss, who does medical devices in China. He makes a ton of the stuff that goes over, the little plastic things that go over the X-ray machines and all that kind of jazz.
Yes, sir.
This guy has factories in China, and it's going to be all about our fabric. That's where it is. So if somebody else comes along, we will get a patent on a special fabric that works for us old guys and gals. That would be my thing. We need. That's what anyway, Trump. That's where I'm taking.
I would like to go in with Driscoll. I'm someone in the clothing industry, so I think we can get our clothing costs down a little bit, the material costs down, and have a little bit higher of a profit margin. So.
Well, now, would you sharks be willing to do a deal together? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I'd be open to that.
Okay, all
I
right.
have a question first. Tell me, how much of your own money have you put into this? How much investment do you have in this company? For sure.
Well, we've each invested total savings of probably $20,000 a piece for the equipment mainly, and we have used that money to hire the 8 workers that we have as of now, and they're running the machines, and so we've been trying to come up from that. So
How much of your own time, are y'all full-time into this
yes,
business?
we are full time.
How much of your own money have you each put in?
$20,000. It's for location, rentals, and machinery.
But we'd like to use the investment for,
And
to expand.
then right now, is it just kind of the operations out of your garage, I guess?
No, we have a warehouse.
We have a warehouse.
Okay. I think this is a fantastic idea. I think that there is a huge need for it.
How do you?
But I'm
market?
willing, excuse me
All
just a
right.
moment. I'm willing to make you a little bit of a different offer because I think that, I think we can do a lot of great things with this. So you're asking for $36,000 for a 30% stake in your company, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you be willing to accept an offer of $500,000 of 40% stake in your company, 10% royalties, and let us grow this, let us get a patent on this, and get some branding, and get some store shelves?
Pretty stout offer. I don't know, what do you think over there?
That's a
Will
great.
you counter that?
I don't know. That's a pretty steep.
That's a pretty stout offer. Let's see what-
Take it now.
500,000?
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank
Nicely done.
Thank you.
That's easy with the top.
Imaginary money.
Well, honestly, the point is they were going too low. I mean, it's much huger, it's much larger, we've got a much larger scale.
Is that really a new idea? 'Cause that's a heck of an idea. I find in Remco bus, you take that like that, that's what it does. Yeah, that's Evo Shield in its infancy, which I've been involved in since pretty much the beginning. I mean, that's like a big idea. Oh gosh, here they are.
Don't shoot me.
Exactly.
Like, what is this?
You have no idea what you're in for.
They did a great job. Yeah, it was a
They really
And I dig the fact that guys took the time to like Velcro and sew. You know what I mean? Like, I dig that.
So far, both teams have figured that out.
Hey, smile and roll it. Smile and roll
You
it.
just gotta be careful.
Well, it's an outlet.
Yeah.
You're getting polished on the thing. That's really going
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Slow down.
This.
Get it.
That's a great idea.
We got you.
Great idea.
We're just gonna find out. You're sick, I'm serious. I was in the last for the Eagle shoot.
Good afternoon, Sharks. We are Easy Kill. I'm Tamara Arnett, brand manager. This is James Kennedy,
I'm the founder and CEO.
Cody Bolton,
I'm the vice president.
Rachel Payne,
Chief Marketing Officer.
Haley Dupree,
I'm the Chief Financial Officer.
James Callahan,
Chief Operations Officer.
and Morgan Bridges.
Assistant brand manager.
And we are asking for $150,000 in return for 15% stake of our business.
All right, so Easy Kill is an idea that I've came up with over years of duck hunting. I've hunted all over the nation. I've guided duck hunts. I've guided every kind of hunt there is. And basically, what I've came to is there's a need for a waterfowl decoy that has an adjustable depth. With traditional decoys, you have a stationary, a set length for your depth. That's as deep as your weight will be effective. So if the water's too deep, you can't use your decoys, or they will float away with the wind or the current or whatever. All right, and so these are some of the issues that I've dealt with hunting over the years that inspired me. Tangled decoys. That's always seems to be a problem whenever I'm picking up my decoys. The strings will get tangled together and you have a big mess, and it makes your setup and takedown time with your decoys a lot harder. And also just the bare need for this product. There's nothing else like it on the market. All decoys right now are based on this traditional model with a set depth, and there's a huge need for an adjustable depth. So right here we have some demo videos. If y'all like to see any kind of how it works.
Not that fun.
Yeah. And you can see the product right here.
You guys want to actually hold it a little bit? Let me tighten it up real quick.
And with a traditional duck decoy, hanging from the bottom of this keel would be your string. There's a string tied from one end. You have your set piece of string with a weight on the other end, and you have to physically wrap the string and the weight around the bottom of the decoy. With Easy Kill, it's as easy as reeling up a fishing reel. There's no more tangled mess, no more the ducks are in too deep of water for me to be able to put a decoy spread out to go hunt them, which that's a problem I deal with a lot hunting.
I don't duck hunt, I deer hunt.
Yes, sir.
What's the purpose of the weight? Keep the
It holds it in
decoy
place.
floating
It's
away?
like an anchor for a boat, basically. Same concept.
Do you manually set the depth on it?
It's what you'll
Or
do.
is it just according to the
When it hits bottom, then you would take it, and it's locked just like that. And if you see ducks further out somewhere where you know it's deep water, you're familiar with it, say 20 feet, there's 40 feet of cord on this particular model.
But you have to reset it. It doesn't automatically adjust it for the depth.
No, sir. But once it hits bottom, it stops, and all you have to do is put it in the lock position, and it's not going to go anywhere, and it will be stationary.
Y'all have, what's the competition on this, as far as the intellectual property? Are there any patents or anything? Are you looking at getting?
We have researched competition for this, and there is nothing like this, no sort of adjustable depth decoy. So we would like to get this product patented, but this is not the end product. This is only a rough draft because we don't have the means to manufacture what I have in my mind, and that's what we need you guys for.
How much are you gonna sell this for, and how much does it cost?
Well, it costs us $3.50 a unit to produce, but we're looking to sell them by the dozen, and so we would sell a dozen, package for $132. That puts us making a profit of $7.61 per unit.
Also keep in mind that we're not selling the duck, we're selling the kill.
Yeah, we're
The
just
Only
kill is what is
this
underneath it.
bottom right here.
Not the decoy.
It's slides on.
And the thing about our keel is this fits any existing duck decoy that has already been made or that will be made. This is on the bottom of all waterfowl decoys.
That costs $350 to bank.
Yes, sir.
That includes overhead and everything.
Well, see, right now that's where we're at right now. Yes, sir. $350.
Now, if we were to be able to offshore, maybe go to Vietnam or Mexico, like you suggested earlier, we may be able to get the cost down a little more and actually be able to sell it and turn a bigger profit and a
And
much
what's
larger.
You
mass
sell it,
produced.
you can sell it for how much did you say?
We're gonna sell them by the dozen for $132.
So what does that work out to be divided by 12?
It was $11.10, I think.
60.
Is that wholesale or retail?
That would be retail.
What do you wholesale it for?
Mm.
You're not selling retail, right? You're building and selling to Walmart.
Well,
We're gonna.
Yeah, we have certain places that would sell.
yes, sir.
We're looking to get into Bass Pro and Cabela's and places like
And
that.
your local
What
hunt
do you sell them
stores.
for?
That's when we're selling it for the 130.
Yeah,
Yeah,
132.
Okay.
I can go ahead and tell you what I'm thinking on this. As a shark, I go for companies who really have already gotten some sales under their belt, who are a little more established. I think that this is fantastic. You all have done a great job presenting and thinking things through. I wish you a lot of luck with this, but since you were so young in your stages versus the companies that I like to invest in, I'm out.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. With that being said, though, even though we are young as a company, we do not have anything actually already projected for, or we have projections for sales. We don't actually have it tested. We haven't actually produced it. We do have avid experience with hunting. I'm also prior military, and I've hunted nearly anything that I can as far as as far as being in the United States that they allow me to hunt. But it's a revolutionary product. There's nothing on the market like this, and it has the potential to grow and to be something outstanding. If you take in case in point, you look at something similar like Duck Dynasty, they took something just like a duck call, and they did the proper brand management, they did the proper marketing, and they did the proper placement of their product, and it just exponentially grown.
So cut you off, because we got time always an issue, right? Here's the thing, that's a big idea. I buy ideas, I invest in ideas, and that is a big idea. You kids need a lot more research. There's no way on the planet Earth that device is made for $3.50. Now, I think the idea is big. Reminds me a lot of some other things we've been involved with, like called Evo Shield, another industry. That I would give you $150, but I want 50% of the company.
Part of the 150 that we're taking, we're actually putting 50,000 straight up front is going for research and development to not only better manufacture the product and to bring the cost down and possibly offshore it, but also to make sure that we can get it at a most reasonable price. Also for
you're not answering my question, man. I made you an offer.
I know.
50% stake in a company is a little too much.
I will tell you that without a patent search at all.
That's also included in our 50,000 for the research and development, getting a patent.
Without it being done, without finding out for sure that there's not something similar on the market that's possibly already selling or the verge of selling, and without some more market research, I'm not putting money.
Okay. Well, one thing that I'm asking y'all to buy into is trusting me that I am really deep into this outdoor, outdoor retail world, and I'm always hunting. I know several guides, and there is nothing else like this. And I'm asking you to buy into me and my drive to get this, and I have the channels to get this out and get it in the right people's hands that are outdoor personalities, Instagram personalities, that all they focus on is duck hunting and duck photography. And if I can get this produced and just get it in their hands, all they have to do is post pictures with this on their Instagram.
Okay, I'm gonna make an offer. Just because I think my husband would enjoy this. I would say, pending that we could get a patent on it and that there is nothing else in the market like it, I would do the 150 for 30% and then a 7% royalty in perpetuity.
Better than Bill's.
I think she just got you, Bill.
No, you need to do your math, son. 7% my deal's a heck of a lot stronger than that. I'm not asking for any royalty. I'm saying 150 for half. That's 7% of your company's profits.
Listen, guys, here's the deal. You've got two sharks here with offers on the table who are willing to give you cash out of their pocket when you all have not put in cash yet. You have not got the sales because you've not been able to produce these and make them. So you've got to have some skin in the game too, besides just your idea. Because I'm telling you, it's a great idea, and you've got to take risk as an entrepreneur.
If we look into our income statement that we've already prepared in our projections, The 315,000, we've already prepared to put up 100,000 each, and I'm willing to make it 115. And that's personal skin out of my pocket.
Projections are wonderful, I do them all the time, but I can make them say whatever I want to.
That's true.
So, all right. What do we say, team? Do we have a deal?
We'll go with deal.
Oh my God, you really like your company?
All right, let's make this thing. Queenie? Someone better call Susan quick. Red alert.
Now we're talking. Now we're hunting. We're in top spot.
Alright, good afternoon, Sharks. We are here from Revive Spas, and we are here today to give you the opportunity to invest in the latest health craze that has swept the West Coast and is changing lives all around the world. Cryotherapy is what we are wanting to invest in today. We are a spa that allows our clients to fully heal and relax their bodies by providing them with massages, mud baths, different scrubs, steam rooms, and other wellness processes. Cryotherapy will allow us to be the only establishment from Atlanta to Tallahassee to own and operate a cryotherapy chamber. Cryotherapy has so many health benefits that are undeniable, and the potential for growth is solid. We have already established business relationships with surrounding healthcare providers, sports teams, and other facilities to establish a clientele base. And now, Ashley will explain to you the science behind why cryotherapy is such an effective wellness process.
I'm basically going to explain the science behind it and how it's used. It's the machine we use is whole body, and we use liquid nitrogen to drop the temperatures for medical therapy. And basically, we provide the protection measures for the client before they get in. The liquid nitrogen is not in exact contact with the client, so we don't have to worry about that. It drops it down to negative 184 degrees Fahrenheit. Sounds pretty cold, but actually your core temperature stays the same the whole time. It affects the outer layer for the client, their skin temperatures, which will drop to negative 54 degrees. Now the maximum time you'll be in there is 2 to 3 minutes tops for the therapy altogether. We provide the gloves, the thick gloves, the mouth protection, ear protection, and socks as well while they're in there. As far as that, regular attire would be a bathing suit. When the therapy is done, and it's also equivalent to like standing in front of the refrigerator. That's how it feels like when you're in there. It seems so cold, to hear about it, but it feels like you're standing in front of the refrigerator. When the client gets out, they will get on one of our provided ellipticals or bikes, about 10-15 minutes to get everything back to kind of normal, their skin temperature back to normal. And that's the gist of how it works basically for the therapy. We're going to move on to Maria. She's going to give you the benefits of the therapy.
Some of the benefits for this cryotherapy, it has faster muscle recovery. It helps with your sleep pattern. It helps with your chronic pain. It affects your chronic pain. When you have surgery, it's faster surgical recovery. It relieves chronic migraines. It stimulates weight loss, and it gives you healthier skin. It assists with cellulite reduction as well.
Thank y'all. And from our humble beginnings to the future, the value our future holds, with your expertise in marketing and business, we can build the potential for our company. You're not only investing in Revive Spas Medical, you are investing in people's lives.
So today we are asking for $250,000 for 15% equity of our company and for your personal experience so we can expand our company. So what do you say, Sharks? Do we have a deal? for 15%.
15?
Yes, ma'am.
What happens, first of all, I have it. So what happens when something goes wrong and you're in that thing and it's like that cold?
No,
How
you can
long
watch
do you
it.
have to survive?
Yeah, there's a window that allows an operator, the cryotherapy operator, to look and see you standing in there, and also it unlocks from the
As
inside,
well
so
as
you can get out at any time if
There's
you have
actually a meter in
claustrophobia or
there.
anything.
There's actually a meter in there too that measures your O2 levels while you're actually in it. So, you know, you can be monitored as far as your breathing, your O2, but I don't even think there's been documented anywhere issues as far as the clients being in there with the temperature. Like I said, it doesn't affect your core temperature whatsoever.
How much of these machines, are you buying them?
Yes.
And how much are they?
They're $200,000.
And you have one?
We're in the process of purchasing one right now.
So, okay, you're not manufacturing the machine or anything, you're providing the service using somebody else's machine?
Yes, sir.
And then what about the facilities? Are you building facilities, or you?
Well, we already have our spa that we do massages out of, that we do scrubs, steam rooms and stuff, and we have an area that can be renovated to house the cryotherapy chamber.
So why, if there's nothing from, did you say Atlanta to Tallahassee, why would you not want to, I mean, would any spa between those areas be able to purchase this machine and offer these services?
Yeah, they can, but the thing about cryotherapy, it recently just kind of took off. I know for a fact that they've done kind of specials on it on almost every major news source. And the West Coast, they have literally cryotherapy, like that's all they do, kind of like a tanning salon, but it's a cryotherapy salon. And so with this, it would be the only one from Tallahassee to Atlanta. With Tifton being right on I-75, I think that it would be a great
So what are you gonna do to prevent your competitors, the spas around in the area, from getting in with this as soon as they hear about it, y'all are doing it, and them, you know, flooding the market? I mean, the same thing with tanning beds. I mean,
Yeah.
when tanning beds first came out, one spa in Tifton was probably the first one to do it, and then people began opening.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, we have established kind of clientele with, you know, different healthcare providers, clinics, sports teams and stuff. But that's where you guys come in. We know that y'all are some amazing marketers and stuff, and so we believe that Revive Spas can be a chain of spas.
Okay, but who are your clients? When you talk about sports teams, we don't have sports teams like Atlanta and Tallahassee do.
No, we don't, but we do have colleges
And they're not
and
gonna
other
move here. I mean, they're not gonna
As
drive
well as
all the
we
way
do
down
have the
here to
local
go in.
hospital as well that will drive in a lot of our consumer base.
And so how much time is one session?
2 to 3 minutes, 3 minutes maximum.
Okay, and so you're looking at how many patients or sessions per day?
Our average is, our minimum is at 6, and then we're expected to reach to 9 for an average when we
6
first
to
start.
9 visits per day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so what about then, we haven't talked about the cost of these exercise bicycles.
The bicycles are around $2,000 each.
Okay, and so you're looking to have, you already have one bed and you want another bed?
We're looking to get the bed for the
Oh,
first
okay.
initial. Yes, ma'am.
This will be an investment opportunity to get into cryotherapy.
Your financial projections show about an 80% net profit margin. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be more like 3 to 7%.
Yes, sir.
And your insurance cost $1,500. I gotta think liability exposure on this thing, even though it's not supposed to freeze anybody. If I'm selling insurance, it's gonna be expensive.
Yes, sir.
My thoughts.
So, yeah, my question would be this. You're only that machine's only operating 27 minutes a day? Nine people per day, 3 minutes, it's 27 minutes. Guys,
What are you doing the rest of the
we
day?
gotta put, 100 people through there a
And
day.
you can put 240 in
Yeah, now
an
you
hour.
start cooking here.
Well, we do have another projected growth towards the back, so once we do get off starting, our growth will continue to grow as well.
How much was it per session?
$65.
For 3 minutes?
Yes, sir. But the machine can burn up, let alone
That's a heck of a
700
wonder, I'll tell you,
calories
Dave.
just
That's-
in one sitting. So that's pretty much a whole day at the gym, and all you're doing is just sitting there for 2 minutes.
For this kind of business, I would like to see you go to a bank, secure some credit, go ahead and get started, and then maybe we can talk once you get started and get established and want to expand. But I think your first stop needs to be getting a line of credit, getting money from the bank.
And the other thing too, you say you have a clientele already, a loyal clientele, but they're not that loyal, I have to tell you. They are fickle. They're gonna go where the next best thing is. And so this is it sounds great, it sounds wonderful, it sounds very expensive. $250,000 for one machine, that's a lot. You can't, have you looked into even being able to lease anything like this or do anything like that instead of buying it? Because the next sexier, greater thing is gonna come out next year, and you're gonna be stuck with a $250,000 machine that is an antique in 2 or 3 years.
At your numbers, you're roughly 4,500 customers just to pay the machine off. So at 9 per day, you start doing the ad. That's a lot of years. My offer to you is I would not put any money in, but I would be an advisor. And why? Is I'm all about making a positive difference in people's lives. And Amy over here indicated that's what you guys are truly wanting to do. So this is something that if it really could change lives, if we really study it, that'd be an interesting opportunity. And we have to have a stout marketing program, because as our friends over here said, everybody's gonna have one. Why are they coming to us?
Yes, sir. All right, so what do you say? Do you take the expertise?
Absolutely.
Or do you take your deal somewhere else?
For what?
Yes.
In exchange for what?
Well, he's just saying he would advise
I
us.
said I'd be an advisor. No, as an advisor.
Advisor.
And but just so you understand a business term, when you say advisor, right? You know what that means, right? We'll have we'll have a little chat over here and say, okay, so if I put 100 hours on this, I'm gonna want a point or something of the opportunity. I'm an advisor. I didn't say free. I didn't say
Right.
I said, if you want an advisor, we can talk about that.
All right, so what we'll do is say thank you, Sharks, and you think about it and let us know before you leave the show. All right,
Good job.
Good job, guys. You're right, that is I'd be scared to death.
Are you using copy?
No, I don't think I would. Well, I'd have to see a lot of things doing it first. Man, I did a freezing attack. Isn't that what Jordan Nash or baseball players do that, right?
Matt? Go.
Good afternoon, Sharks. We are Everglades Aquaponics. We are located in the heart of South Florida. We currently produce over 10,000 tilapia fish and over 700,000 pounds of produce a year. We also produce 1,000 cubic yards of vermicompost, which feeds our fish and helps us grow our produce without soil. We are asking for a $400,000 stake for a 20% stake within our company. What do you say, Sharks? Do you want to have a helping hand in feeding the world?
So what do you do with your tilapia?
Tilapia, we sell them as a organic fish to Publix.
To Publix, and that's your sole buyer, and they buy
Yes, that is our sole buyer.
everything?
Have you gotten into Publix yet? You met their requirements for labeling organic?
Yes, we are third-party certified organic, and we also are certified by the United States Department of Agriculture.
So what is your income right now?
Our income right now is around $500,000 a year.
Who are you guys? Who are you?
I'm
What
the
do you
marketing.
do?
I'm the marketing.
You're the marketing guy. All right, what about you?
Sales.
Sales.
Agronomist.
I didn't catch your name. What's your name?
Aaron Young. Kyle Staples.
Chase Hark.
What do you do?
Agronomist.
You're the agronomist.
I'm Jessie Sumner. I was a co-founder in the beginning, and now I coordinate getting our vegetable seed to go in the greenhouses.
So where are you located out of? I'm sorry if I missed that part.
In Everglades County, South Florida.
Okay, and so you work with Publix, so is it just the Publix in South Florida, or is it across the U.S.?
It's Publix in the Florida region, and we also sell with Miami-Dade County School Systems and Palm Beach County.
So y'all grow and sell tilapia fish?
Tilapia
Yes.
and
produce
produce.
as
Fresh
well?
produce, yes.
Okay, aquaponic produce.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So you're in the North Florida area?
No,
South
we're in
Florida.
Only South
Yeah.
Florida, okay.
Tell me how that goes together, the fish and the produce.
Are you familiar with the process of aquaponics?
Yes.
Okay, we don't sell the fish and the produce together as a package. We do sell them as separate entities, but because of aquaponics, we can produce them together. It allows us to produce more on less acreage. So it's a more efficient system.
Why do you need the money?
We want to expand. We are having such success with our current operation that we want to expand in the future.
To where?
We want just 3 more acres adjacent to where we currently have it, and we want more acres. We want 7 additional greenhouses that'll produce over 25,000 more pounds of fish.
So that you can get into with more.
Yes.
We would like to eventually get into Whole Foods and Fresh Market,
Okay.
and we would like to expand into maybe South.
Have you talked to them already?
We are currently in talks with them, yes.
Okay.
We're just not
Are they
producing enough.
interested?
Yes, they are interested, but currently we are supplying Publix with all that we're producing. So if we could
So
start.
you're maxed out?
Yes, we're maxed out.
And
So-
what, I'm sorry, go ahead.
This expansion would allow you to go from $500,000 a year to what?
Roughly $1 million.
Then what?
What's that?
Sorry?
Then what? How far do you go?
If we can continue to go, we continue to go. Because currently we're doing it on 3 acres. So with the cost of land continually rising and the ever threat of drought, I mean, but doing it in greenhouses, we can do it sustainably.
I don't think there is any limit to that question of how far will we go, because the need for a safe and reliable food supply is never going to go away. People are always going to need food, and they're always going to need for it to keep them healthy, and they're always going to need access to it. So as long as we can get the funding and we can keep expanding our business, I don't think that there are any limits for us.
Sounds like a good idea to me, but I'm out. I'm a cow guy.
How do you, who processes the fish?
We sell it whole to Publix. They either sell it whole or they process it themselves.
And you catch them, kill them, and ship them?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your branding.
We have the branding of Fresh from Florida, which is similar to Georgia grown, and we've got the organic branding and this is sustainably grown.
Okay.
I'll be honest, this is not something I really understand that much. So for that reason, I don't think I would be an asset to this company in any ways. Not that you're not doing an awesome thing, I just don't understand it that great. So for that reason, I'm gonna be out.
I believe, do we have a picture of the
Yes.
cycle and?
We do have a
of our
diagram
operation?
of aquaponics to help you better understand it. We are asking you as Sharks to help us better our process. What we need help with is we need you and your expertise to help us get in with these bigger grocery store chains and expand our business. And we also need business advice, because we're afraid that we're gonna get to a level that's gonna outshadow our expertise. We're not gonna know what to do with such a big operation, and so that's what we come to you for.
Here's what I'm willing to do for you. I will give you the $400,000 for a 35% stake in your company.
Are there any other
Shelf
Sharks that
space,
have you?
shelf space is hard to come by in grocery stores. But you said you were in Publix in the Florida region, which encompasses Florida and Georgia, Alabama, maybe?
It's we're in South Florida currently.
South.
Also in school systems, we sell 2 school systems.
You're not all through Florida with Publix, or what? Just South
Just
Florida?
we're maxed out just with supplying the South Florida Publix, because in Florida there's over 900 Publix, believe it or not.
So guys, the longer it takes for an answer, My offer's gonna go down, so what do you say?
Yeah, that sounds like a good offer.
Thank you, I look forward to working with you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Best of one so far.
She's a trust child.
Who's the trust funder, right?
Okay, Sharks, as class, great work thus far, but we do have 3 more groups, including this one. Let's keep it going and go.
Good afternoon, Sharks. My name is Aaron Harrell, and we are a startup event company called Southern Rising. And what we want to offer you today is a 10% stake in our company for $50,000. Now, each of us at Southern Rising Events, we have been in the music and event business for about 5 years now. And we wanted to collaborate and start our own event company. But here's the thing, we didn't want to be just any event company. We wanted to be philanthropic in our venture so that we could bring the most good to the community around us and make the world around us a better place. Now here's where you, the Sharks, come in. We are doing an event in Tipton, Georgia, a concert that's called the High Notes Music Festival, and it will be benefiting the ABAC Foundation, and it will be giving out 3 scholarships to students that will be attending ABAC. And on top of that, we're also going to be showcasing rising talent from the state of Georgia with featuring artist Kip Moore. And it will be starting at 11 a.m. in the morning and we'll be playing all night. And so we're going to have a ton of people out there, and it's going to be a great thing. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Riley Staff. We'll talk to you a little bit more
Hi,
about
Sharks.
philanthropy.
My name is Riley Staff, and among the group of risers we have here, I'm the Philanthropies and Scholarship Coordinator. And now I'd like to kind of take the time to let you know how the scholarships are going to work. Throughout the entire festival, we're going to have 3 $2,000 scholarships that will be given out at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the whole entire festival. The reason we did this is we were hoping that people would want to stay longer to see if they won the scholarship or not. We really want to try and give back to the community. That's kind of how we all started this whole thing. And the way we're going to do that is, like I said, at the beginning, middle, and the end, we're going to have a representative from the admissions office here at ABAC get up, put their hand in a little bowl, and pick out these tickets. Now, where do the raffle tickets come from? When each individual person comes to the festival and buys their ticket, that's already going to include 1 raffle ticket within that purchase. Now, if they would like to purchase further raffle tickets, it's an additional $5 that we will have a booth set up to try and up their chances of winning the scholarships for coming to ABAC.
Let me interrupt quick. Am I investing in just one concert, one event? Is this what I'm investing in?
No, I'm Dara. I'm handling financials for our brand new company. This is our financial sheet of expected expenses and revenue for our first concert only. You are investing in us as a company. The majority of your investment will go to help us put on this first company, which will bring us in our initial profit so that we can further our business and keep on putting on concerts. But you are investing in us as a company.
Now, here's the thing, Sharks. All of us, yeah, we each have our titles, but each of us consider ourselves risers. That's what we go as. I handle PR and booking, and I've had a lot of experience in that, but that's not what I am. I'm a riser. We're all in this together. And we're going to do more events like this in the future. And even though this is going to be a really successful one, we want to do them everywhere. But here's the thing, Sharks. Do you want to rise with us and make the world around you a better place?
Now what we're asking for is $50,000 for a 10% stake in our company. Our total expenses for our first concert is $32,000. So this would cover our total expenses for our first concert, and we would put the rest of the money into marketing and being able to build up our artist clientele to be able to put on more events like this and help other organizations.
So you're a promoter is what you are, right?
And that includes the scholarships and all that?
Yes, it does.
How many do you intend to have in each year?
If we only had this one event every year, your return on investment would occur in 4 years.
Now, have you caught these artists to check on their booking fees?
Yes, these artists are already booked.
I've been a booking agent for the past year, and I've been in the music business longer than that. I started out as an artist myself. I realized that wasn't my thing, but I still want to be in it because I have a passion for it, right? And I already have all of their cell phone numbers. I've been those artists' booking agent in the past. The only exception would be Kip Moore, who Paige here has a personal relationship with, and that's how we're gonna be able to get him. But we've already got all of that
That's,
cleared out.
that's all fine, but you know what WIFM stands for? What's in it for me?
I'm prepared to make you an offer.
Okay.
Okay?
Did you say one event per year?
That's if we
If
only
we
did
did.
one event. We would like to do more, but we were using this as kind of a projection to show you that your ROI will be 4 years if we did this one concert once a year.
Okay, so I'm putting $50,000 into something, and I'm getting at least 10% of a net, I'm getting $9,600.
Well, here's what I'm willing to do for you, okay? You want $50,000 for a 10% stake in your company. This first event, you're looking at giving out 3 $2,000 scholarships, correct? So what I'm willing to do for you is, I will give you your $50,000, but for your first concert, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna write a check to the ABAC Foundation for $10,000. So I'm covering your $6,000 in expenses for the scholarships. But I'm not giving you the money, I'm giving the ABAC Foundation the money. And I still want 10% in return. I will fund for your $50,000, I will fund $10,000 5 times for it, and then I also want the 10% stake in the company.
Here's my problem with you guys. You could put on a concert for $32,000 with no stage in ABA. I know that Michael W. Smith, Road Less Traveled, was $150,000 to put that on. 'Cause I'm on the board of directors of that foundation. Now, here's the deal. Pay attention, because there's a concert gonna happen over here that Road Less Traveled is putting on. It's exactly what you're doing. And they're gonna give away, they're gonna raise $80,000. You can give 4 charities away before it starts. Over here at the Georgia?
UGA Center.
Yep.
UGA Center.
Because I am all over the events thing. I think this town needs that. I would partner with my pal over here and figure out what the right financials is. So it'd be perfect to us is that she does the 10 grand, the 50 grand to the ABAC Foundation. I'll put 50 grand into the operations to get you guys up to speed, but we gotta have more than 20%. We've gotta have at least 40% for that $100,000.
Are y'all aware of the
Or you
other?
can take my offer.
Yeah, or just take yours as is.
Are y'all aware of the other music festival that happens in town?
Yes. I actually have worked hand in hand with a lot of the other music events that have been going on in this town and throughout the state of Georgia, honestly. And so I work hand in hand with those, and we've got it worked out for this particular event. Now, as far as other markets, we're still working on those, but we've got tipping corner.
Okay, the Rhythm and Ribs Music Festival, which has very similar Andy Hicks, Ben Wells, some of those similar bands. It is a festival and they give away money, but they do it for a barbecue competition. I'm not sure if you read that, but the vendor fees here, I think those are very high, so I don't think that the revenues you're projecting are accurate. The vendor fees we charge, and we don't even have to pay for a venue or sound to production, because it is a lot for your nonprofits. A lot of times you can get these things donated. But our vendor fees are only about $250, and you'd be unbelievably surprised at how we.
I think our key is that we have Kip Moore coming. We actually spoke to a few vendors that go to places like the Luke Bryan Farm Tour concerts, and they gave us that estimate. Kip Moore is equivalent to Luke Bryan, and we think that he'll bring in more people, so therefore vendors are willing to pay more to have their booths there.
All right, so here's where I'm at. I love your idea. I love your idea. I think if we really want to build this up to be the best way, I think we should partner with them. We agree?
Can we afford to give up that much percent?
We can do it.
Okay, then
I
we'll have a
think
deal.
scaling it, I think it'll be the best deal for all of us if we
So
work.
she's got 20 for hers and I got 20 for mine.
Correct.
Sharks, do we have a
And
deal?
I get a tax deduction. I check to the Payback Foundation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
it's already loaded on the computer.
Okay. Sam's got
Somebody's
that.
gonna do it, man.
Let me get out of that way, sir.
It's gonna happen. It needs to be. For so many kids. What's that thing right down there? Well, they tried to do it, but I don't think.
It's on the desktop, Sam. It's up top, up top, up top.
Two more?
There you go.
I like that.
Gold and black. Gold, black,
All right. Hello, Sharks. I'm Sam Jones, President.
I'm Lindsay Partridge over Finance.
I'm Maurice Lake of Operations.
And we are
BQ.
Bold, Black, and Brewed. We are a small coffee company located in San Francisco, California. We are asking for $100,000 for 15% of equity in our business.
Currently, all of our coffee is produced and shipped to us from Vietnam. We provide both the Arabica and Robusta type of beans in both light, medium, and dark roast. But we're not just a coffee company that's providing this basic type of coffee. We are providing a healthier cup of coffee to everyone in the world.
You ask how we're going to provide a healthier cup of coffee. We're going to provide a healthy cup of coffee because we have invested a lot of time and study in a product called Ganoderma. Ganoderma is a herb that has been used in Chinese traditional medicines for over 1,500 years, and it helps reduce inflammation, it reduces cholesterol, and it lowers your blood pressure and has other medicinal properties.
to that.
Currently, our coffee is being sold through 2 hotel chains, Marriott and Hilton, on the West Coast. And we do offer online, which is right now accounting for 10% of our sales.
How are we going to use the funding that you're going to offer us today? We're going to increase our sales and we're going to reduce our costs by building a production facility, a coffee processing facility in Vietnam.
Currently, we are buying all of our beans from Vietnam, but once we actually have a processing facility, we'll be able to lower our costs dramatically, which is the main reason.
Who processes it now?
We buy it from people that are already processing it in Vietnam, but we want to build our own processing plant to lower those costs. So Sharks, who wants to sit with the success of B-Cube and help us provide a healthier cup of coffee around the world?
Is this, how do you put it, Ganoderma?
Ganoderma.
Ganoderma. So they're processing this into the coffee, is that correct? And y'all are wanting to do
Yes,
that?
we're going to actually incorporate that in our coffee, and we are going to do that because adding Ganoderma to coffee and also green teas, it enhances the medical properties of it, and also it's a good way to ingest it because you can't cook it in your food. However, you can ingest it by drinking it. In
So is it in there right now? I'm a little confused on that. Is it already in there, or this is a proposal that you have that you'll start?
What we're doing is we're adding it after we already buy the beans. Once we build our
okay.
processing plant, we'll be doing it all at once once we have that.
Is it in the coffee being sold now?
Yes.
Okay, so
And
now
is
your
FDA
coffee,
approved?
yeah.
Can you repeat that?
Is it FDA approved?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
So your coffee is good for you and addictive at the same time?
Basically. Basically.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does your competition look like in this region?
Okay, currently there are other coffee companies such as Organo Gold that offer things with Ganoderma. However, we have a patent on our own Ganoderma strain, so nobody else can use that. There are different strains going around, but they all provide about the same benefits.
And how long have you been doing this?
We're in business for 5 years now.
And so what are your sales level now?
In the past 5 years, we have accumulated about 1.8 million in sales, but as I mentioned earlier, because of our margins from already buying the beans, we've only netted about 200,000 of that. That's why we're here to get extra capital in order to expand so we can start actually making money.
Who does the compounding?
Compounding?
Who adds it to it?
Compounding, it's like pot. It's the same thing as medical marijuana. Coffee beans, I'm telling you.
Yes. We're actually, the reason we're asking for the money because we're actually going to compound it in Vietnam before actually shipping it to the United States, because currently we have to ship the product to the United States and then compound it here, which is more expensive doing it in the United States than doing it over in
The
Vietnam.
beans,
Ghana German.
All that is grown in Vietnam?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
it's grown in the tropical regions in Asia, and there's certain strains in Vietnam and in China, so we've been sourcing it from over there.
I'm willing to make you an offer.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you're asking for $100,000 for 15% equity.
Mhm.
I'm willing to give you the $100,000 for 15% equity and a 10% royalty.
I have a different offer.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like I would give you the $100,000, but I'm asking for 25% of the company. However, I think there'll be a little bit more capital involved in getting this processing plant and compounding and things over in Vietnam set up. So I will offer a $500,000 line of credit for the first 3 years of setting it up.
Very nice. Too good.
Are there any other offers?
Not after that.
It's in the table kind of got wiped out.
Let me also tell you what I can bring to the table. Okay? I currently have a partnership with a manufacturer in Vietnam, so I have that built-in relationship. I'm also on 2 hotel chains for which I can get you in.
Okay. Team, how do we feel? I think Ms. Carey's offer is very good. We'd like to do business with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Sharks. Thank you, team. And we have a final team here, and we have this lovely device that they're going to tell you about. So if you come up now.
Where's the mind drive? Mind drive, guys, he's over the house. Next step, I want to copy that back to this. Seth, after I want to talk to mind drive, I might have some on my sleeve.
Good afternoon, Sharks. I'm Josh Lewis, the head contractor.
I'm Seth DeMott, sales manager.
Jesus Santana, I'm in charge of marketing. And I am David Rockwood, the financial person.
And we are Cypress Coolers.
First, what?
Cypress Coolers.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
our offer is $300,000 for a 30% stake in the company to help exceed the needs of production. First, let me introduce to you the Cypress Cooler. What we have here is a 45 quart cooler that is built out, that is put into a box frame of blonde wood, that is made out of blonde wood, that is wrapped around with cypress wooding built for the siding and for the stands. We have a spout where we can drain the cooler that's made with PVC pipe and is connected through with a connector. We have a handle, and we also have hinges that comes with it, could either come in either brass or chrome. We have one pallet that creates 2 tables that could either hold pails or plants or whatever that you may desire in order to help either drain, that can hold the pail to either drain the cooler or, like I said, just a decoratory piece of equipment. Anyway, other accessories that may be included, like bottle openers, pail that you can put your bottle tops in, or pull handles and wheels, etc., etc. That will also have the increase. That will also increase the sale of our product. And Seth, if you would go over the objectives for our company.
This is an authentic product. It's a premium piece of furniture that is also a cooler. It is not limited to indoor or outdoor use. It can be used at home, in garages, man caves, parties, backyard events, churches, offices, whatever you make it. I kind of think it's kind of like a mullet because business in the front, party in the back. So this is the Cypress Chiller Cooler.
You're a marketing guy, right?
And the main aspect that we're looking for here, we are the Rolex of coolers. So if you would explain our situation.
Right? We need to invest like you guys to invest in the company because we're low on materials. Our first contract is, as of now we have 4 contracts, but our first one that we started with was Ace Hardware. It's all started by, Josh went to Ace Hardware, they
purchase materials.
And they asked him if he wants, they gave him a free damaged cooler. And he said if you can fix it up, they will
sell it through their chain.
The chamber. And like I said before, we have 4 companies right now: Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Home Depot, and Ashley Furniture. We make like 500 units for each of those companies.
That are distributed monthly.
Okay, say that again. You had what?
We have contracts for 500 units to distribute monthly to each store that we have contracts with.
And how much?
No, not
per
500
month?
monthly. 500 is the
500
annual
units.
contract divided over monthly shipments.
Oh. And 500 per store?
Yes. 2,000
Okay.
total.
To how many stores now?
4.
How much do these sell for?
These sell for $450.
That's our wholesale contract price.
The cost of material is $150.
To clarify for me, I don't think you meant Home Depot's not one store takes 500. It's Home Depot in a region.
We
that
are,
might have 10
it's not one
stores.
store. We ship to their distribution center, and then that's our contract with the chain.
Okay,
Let me go ahead and get
And
you
this
guys
is 450. This is the wholesale cost?
What are they retailing
Yes, ma'am.
for?
Yeah.
The retail, this actually started out as a hobby at first, and we were able to get 600 and 650 depending on how they were made at first. So our contract for wholesaling is $450 they're willing to give us.
Okay, and what are they retailing for?
650.
Okay, 650. Okay.
So,
But you'll be selling wholesale,
Yes, we will be selling wholesale.
strictly wholesale.
All right, so our material costs that go into this is $150, and it also takes 4 man hours at $20 an hour. So the total cost to produce this unit itself is $230. So our profit margin is $220 per unit.
that's unheard of. I think made in U.S. That kind of it's like more than a 50%, 50% margin, a little more than a 50% margin on a piece of furniture. That's stout.
Well, like we said, this is a luxury item. This is the Rolex.
Well, I think that the idea is great. The thing you have too is if it's going to be luxury, guys, you got to change it out. It's not going to be an igloo in there. It's going to be what you call it, a Yeti or a what's the other the new version of Yeti.
Do y'all have the cooler, has Igloo or Yeti or anybody giving y'all permission to do this with their coolers, or is it just the case and you insert
We
your
do not have a license agreement with anyone at this moment. However, it was like, this was just a free cooler. Like I said, the hinges on this cooler in the Ace Hardware was broke, and so they gave me the cooler for free in order to build for them to produce in to sell through their
So
stores.
this is the prototype, you haven't sold any.
Not at the moment.
Guys, let me tell you, I think that this is a beautiful piece of furniture. I really like it. However, I don't feel like this is a very innovative idea. I don't think that this is something that's really fitting a need that I can't go to the competitor very easily and get. However, I am interested in personally buying 5 of these coolers, so I would like to buy 5 for myself, but as far as investing, I'm out.
I have seen this cooler, actually, in a magazine. I almost bought one for our outdoor kitchen.
Yes, ma'am. What is the difference that distinguishes our cooler from the cooler that you may have seen, which is very, very popular? They go for the more rustic, authentic style. We are going for an elegant look in a cooler rather than just rather than that old-timey rustic production that they have produced. As you can see here, it is not only is it handcrafted, it is crafted to where the stain and the paint and the craftsmanship is by far different than everybody else. I can guarantee you that within 5 years of this thing sitting outside in the pouring rain, that it will not age until year 6. And that is from the varnishes that we use to help give off that shiny, glossy look that it has on it.
What would the money be used for again?
This is
To buy the initial materials to start mass producing.
yes.
Do you know if anyone else has a patent
We have the
listed
patent on this design.
on this one?
We have the patent on the actual Cypress design. We do not have any patent on the specific cooler or the brand of cooler. With your money, we would actually like to look at licenses with different coolers. For example, Coleman, Yeti, or Igloo, and find the best fit where it's the most lucrative fit as well, where we could make the most money with the best item.
And this is just an example of a 45 quart cooler. We can expand to 150 quart coolers. I mean, we are.
I'll take 2 of those.
Take 2 of those.
All right, here's my offer, and you need marketing on this badly. First of all, I'm not selling these at Home Depot. And I'll offer you $300 for 45% of the company, and I want a 10% royalty. But you have to agree that we're going to take these and we're going to be to the architects and the high end, like my daughter in Aspen, Colorado, designs bathrooms and kitchens. All right? No one thinks they want to do that. They are people that like this type of a high end deal, that the catalogs, and then they put that in the design of the pool deck or the man cave or whatever they're doing, and it gets part of the design. That would be where I would start to take that. I don't see somebody at Home Depot paying $650.
I don't either, and I
for
don't
that
see
bad boy.
anybody paying anything for an Igloo cooler.
No, it's got to be a Yeti cooler. We got some things, but I think the idea is very nice.
So what do you say, Sharks? Where would you direct this to next?
Well, I think we have an offer.
I made him an
right
offer. I want 10% of really, if you think about it, I want 40% of the company and 10% royalty. But I'm really saying I want 50% of the company, and we go to work, boys.
I think you put Yeti cooler in there, that was your cost.
here. Yeah.
That,
I mean, it
that would
does.
cut severely.
Cut your margin down to.
Absolutely. It will.
I believe one bird in your hand is better than 2 in the bushes, and we'll take your offer.
We're high-end furniture, boys.
Yeah.
High-end furniture. Not Home Depot.
I want to make a couple of announcements. Hang on, please. I want to thank everybody for being in here, and let me recognize, first of all, let me recognize you Sharks who are not employed by ABAC, who have come here and spent 2 hours with us. Okay. Thing I want to tell you is Elias, come stand up. Elias was a member of the Shark Tank group, the first one last year, and he has been sitting here again through this process. So I'm thinking that we've got a winner in this experiential learning deal. And thank you for being here. There were a few other students from last year. Matt is one of them. He's filming. So thank you all. I know you're kind of hot and tired now, but I hope you had fun, because I sure did. Yeah. All right. Yes, David.
I've spent nearly the last 30 years of my life talking with people who are doing things like this, and you guys are better prepared than most of them, and I commend you for that.
And that ends our show, and thank you so much.